paper, scissors championships, Kyle.
Yeah.
That's different. There is actually a bit of skill in rock, paper, scissors, but this is just, you know, RNG determined by an unreadable computer. There's no insight to be gained.
Maybe you just
Maybe we should
don't
see the
have
stats on that. 4-minute rune spawn. What happens more
IQ
like?
there to have the understanding. Maybe you just haven't reached that level yet.
I'm having a serious point. You're just making a mockery of me. There should be a bounty rune that spawns. I should be rewarded with something from my bottle.
Typical guy. I should be rewarded. I'm entitled to this. Come on now. Even they're laughing at you. Look at that. Not sure why we're paused here. I'm wondering if someone's having a little bit of lag or whatnot, but
I almost feel bad.
have a moment to inspect these lanes. So you were saying it all comes down to, you know, how this anti-mage's lane works. Oh yes, we have a disconnection actually. So that's not a good sign for that lane right off the bat. But what do they need to do? Is they just need to harass constantly and just make enough space using that that support, or oh, we're losing everyone. They're dropping like flies. Oh no.
It's really just ensuring that your cores have a decent start. The tower pressure for Extremum is much easier. So it's less like the AM doesn't have to get a ton of space as much as the rest of his team needs to actually get things done around the map. Because I don't see how they're going to take towers.
Okay.
We traditionally see like this nice rotation from your safe laner to the enemy safe lane as an example. But you can't really do that until that tower dies.
Right.
And in this case, you have a 5-position DP as well that, you know, there's no real burst on this unique side. Like Mars is not going to have a blink by the time G is 6. And he can kind of just show up in a lane and press ultimate. The main concern is perhaps that their Coddle Axe lane is going to be exposed. So I really just want to see them not get crushed. Undying lanes can go really poor if you make one mistake. Although, I don't know if I like this boots to tango. I've been seeing a lot of boots first, but I don't know if it's appropriate in this game because you're going to be laning with your AM. You just want to trade health and mana for your opponent's health and mana, and you don't do that as efficiently with just boots.
So would you rather just see more regen getting picked up?
Yeah, because you're just going to get Battle Hunger spammed. And you could have, you know, an Orb of Venom, a Mango, armor, more tangos, what have you.
Okay, fair enough.
It's also, I believe, what's Undying's move speed with boots compared to Coddle without?
I believe Undying is base 300 or 290, whereas Coddle is something like 315, 320.
Yeah, and Death Prophet is 335. So even with, I guess that, you know, my point is you can't chase these ranged heroes anyway.
Right.
Right? So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
30 seconds to battle.
I am okay with Slayer having boots because I talked to another support player, and we both kind of agreed that playing Undying without boots in lane feels extremely difficult. This might be one of the rare circumstances where you don't go boots, but I also don't feel like super good about overstacking on regen.
The battle begins.
I suppose, yeah, and AM's probably going to get the Orb of Venom as well. That's a good point. Uh-oh.
Full-on Corruption Orb, probably, which I have to say has made AM very strong in lanes.
Yeah. He's really annoying to deal with. Remember when your mana burn was an orb effect and you couldn't buy orbs on any age?
Yep.
Now you can buy all the orbs.
Yep. Now you can right-click people with an orb. But I'm a little bit surprised he actually didn't start with Uv right away, because I feel like this might be one of those lanes you try and pressure right off the bat before too much Battle Hunger spam comes through. Just burn the axe out of mana while you don't have any chakra magic.
It's just fun being able to see the players in their various setups. I believe there is a puppy on the top of one of those lamps in the background for whichever player we just saw earlier. Yeah. Yep. Like is that a hat? Can't tell.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Puppy
it's a
hat.
Cow hat.
Cow hat?
Panda hat, actually.
Something there, but looks like everybody is reconnected to the game, so
Hooray! We can finally start!
party horn.
It is 7:05 and the game has finally begun.
Oh, we're in for a good game, I'm sure.
True.
How sure are you?
Thanks, Kyle.
Famous line. I mean,
Kyle
I've
has
been
been-
wrong. As
you
someone
know?
who's been wrong a lot on the desk, I'm very against hard stances nowadays.
No more nudity, Kyle. No more of that.
So what? He's 295 on Undying, right?
Yeah. So what's Coddle? I think he's 320.
Yeah, Coddle's a fast boy.
on a horse.
I know I can get Windlace and match most people with boots.
Yeah.
When I play Coddle.
I mean, what do these
This
what
is
do
a
these
lot of
boots do?
harass.
My man.
Yep. He's 325, so he's 350.
Yeah, he has
He's
a wind
still
lace.
5 movement speed slower.
Yep.
Wow.
Definitely does not feel super great when you put that investment going in there and find that it's not really going to pay off too much early on.
Mid matchup. I have a prediction that the 4-minute rune will change this game. Whichever team gets the 4-minute rune will win.
Is it going to be top or is it going to be bottom?
I have no idea. Wherever it is, it won't be the one I would have checked.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think I like the Undying pick in general since they already had the Coddle on the board. It's not like the Axe made the Undying fine. It's the Coddle that makes this kind of bad. He
Yeah.
blasts the wave right away, first of all, so Undying doesn't actually get that much benefit of like
Yeah.
heroes staticked out. He's faster than you as well. I much would have preferred like I think Witch Doctor is like the safer 5 position.
Coddle's just so silly. Like, to your point, Undying is strongest because that first wave, you just run at them, and
Yeah.
you can't contest the wave. But because Coddle, you get it, and then you're hitting Undying, and everything's fine. And now Slayer's, I guess Boots gets him back to base faster, but you're not
Well,
feeling good.
Does he have any decay stacks? So that one decay stack might wear out soon.
Get another one up. Because this feels bad. You're just being very slowly chased by Chew here.
There goes the stack.
Oh.
And the blast.
Oh, good
I feel like
try.
he had that if he just chased.
I actually think it's fine. Like, sending him back to base, I'd rather that versus risk my own life. Because now he can just go back to the top lane. If he tanks a few tower hits or messes up the creep aggro, he might not be able to. Yeah, gets
Well,
the
there's no
stack.
creep aggro to bother, right?
Why?
Because they're locked in until they reach the right next to the tier 1 tower.
Yeah.
Right? Remember that change? Creep aggro, you cannot pull. That's why you never see offlaners pull all the way back behind tier 2 towers anymore, because they go all the way up to basically where you can pull the easy camp. They are locked into position. You can only pull them right behind the tier 1
Dude, I remember I was
For
casting.
how long?
for like a year now.
Yeah.
No. Like, how long into the game?
5 minutes, I think.
Okay.
Something like that.
Because it used to be 2, but that, I guess, yeah, interesting. That makes sense, though. That was a really silly mechanic that the
Yeah.
only way you could really address was to just straight up change the creep aggro.
Yeah.
I was casting NA Dota around that time, and Eternal Envy was playing mid. He was playing Bristleback, and he was cutting the tier 2
Yeah.
and the tier 3 wave,
Yeah.
and was just parked there, and nobody could do anything about it.
Sounds like an envy move.
Oh, it was, and he got away with it though.
Yeah, he first picked it all the time because
It
he
was
didn't care what
insane.
his matchup was because he would just do that.
Yeah, they literally could do nothing against it. That's how they won a couple games.
Oh, and Pikachu, he gets the rune.
Wow. Unique
Now, is
one.
it-
Yeah, there you go.
Congratulations.
GG.
Is it going to change this game around though, Kyle? So that's what you predict.
It pretty considerably, to be honest, because if he doesn't get that rune, he can't contest in the same fashion. But because he gets the rune, he is now significantly ahead of the Ember, and we'll send him back to base before 6. And it's a free wave and a half, 2 waves, unless somebody TPs mid to fill bottle. Something else the caster stack never does for me. That would be very appreciated.
It's because they they're too busy not dying in their lane, Kyle. You know?
Melodrill, he's trying to stick around though. He's trying to get this experience. Not quite willing to walk away yet, but does need to be careful for any sort of rotations. In fact, here comes a salve right now. So he does not actually go
Yeah,
all the way.
he bought extra set of tangos and now an extra salve, though, to be fair. It's a lot of gold spent on regen that the puck does not have to do.
Especially now he's going to refill his bottle with the bounty rune, and Melodrill also will do the same.
You can even see it in the gold. Just already he'll have an extra null talisman on the Ember.
Otherwise, pretty static for the most part.
Well,
And we've been seeing
check
this.
the top lane CS, though.
Yeah. Shotslow's now going to do that creep cutting thing. Now that the creep wave's unlocked, he can pull it over to the easy camp or medium camps if he wants to, deep inside the dire jungle to get that extra farm if he feels like he can be greedy in that regard.
So the problem with this AM right now is that to win lanes nowadays, you have to be the aggressor. Like Cap said, that Orb of Corruption. You skip that and you go straight for the Ring of Health. You apply 0 pressure. So now you're in a scenario where you're trading farm, but it's disadvantageous for you because Shakla was actually getting all the extra creep camps, whereas you want to be the one doing that. You want to push this wave, blink onto the Coddle, but because you're honestly just getting owned. You're getting owned super hard. And now Coddle can just go stack. He can do whatever he wants, and Slayer's purpose in this game is now over. Like, he is an Undying that didn't win his lane, and he's now, what, level 3? Like, what's the move here? You're going to go gank?
Yeah, between the extra neutraling that Axe is able to do and the stacking the Coddle, they're basically out efficiencying them like 2 to 1.
Well, we do have the Dream Coil up and running now over on Puck, and they've smoked up together.
Yeah,
Not really the dream squad of a Undying and a Puck, but
He doesn't even have Tombstone, I'm pretty sure. I think he went Soul Rip for the AM.
If they find him in Ancients, that's going to be nice.
they might be able to get this kill on Sashlo here. Drag him back. A nice, quick pick off.
I think he took 4 CS from that one orb. All those Ancients were low.
Yeah.
The smaller ones were all low.
That is just unfortunate timing. I think leaving the Ancient stack, because the thing about Ancient stacks, you never want that to happen. Like,
Yeah.
that is so much EV just waiting for you. You don't need to rush it. You feel pressure to do so. You just got this Vanguard. You're already close by. But with Rubik taking mid, that move should be something they would see in theory.
A lot of pressure being placed in the bottom lane, though. You can see the rotations are coming out. They're trying to make some more space for this AM, but they're not giving him any breathing room at all here.
I think that play, if you want to clear Ancients, what I see a lot of players do is they call their mid over. And they say, hey, come take this triangle with us. There's no reason that you can't split that farm between 2 cores.
Yep. It's just defending it like it's a tower objective, pretty much. Especially with First Blood still on the board. You're also taking time away from pressuring that AM, who you were dumpstering, and now he's been allowed to recover a bit. The net worth only 500 away from the Axe. 8-minute rune spawning. Ember really wants a rune to get active if he can. Looks like he's going for phase boots.
Well, doesn't appear to get lucky as Slayer's top has that illusion rune sitting nice and pretty for Pikachu. So making sure that he's taking good care of his mid, as unfortunately the top lane did not go the way that they had anticipated. Bottom lane, some moves being made over here on Mars. Fairly tanky though. Gonna need more of a rotation. Goes and uses that arena too, hoping to maybe just burst down this Death Prophet as fast as possible. And it's almost enough, but G still alive. They'll turn it right back around, and Ghost Stick will get taken out.
Nice play. I love Death Prophet support for that. You just have so much EHP against a hero like Mars. So I'm surprised they actually picked Mars into DP for that reason, but I imagine they just wanted to keep it out of the hands of EXTREMUM.
I think what's really cool about Wraith King right now is he offers that very unique skill set that allows you to take the off-lane tower super early.
Yep.
I remember throughout like several patches, the team who takes the off-lane tier 1 tower first has like an absurdly high win rate. And it just usually means that you won your lane so hard that being able to take that tower, you shouldn't be able to. So you must have just dumpstered them. Wraith King, I think it's an added bit of efficiency that you take a tower that you're not expecting to this early on into the game.
I mean, Purge always says, though, that bottom tier 1 is just absolutely worthless, though. Is it really that value here?
It's
Is it just a little
worthless for
infusion of gold,
the map control, but it's still, like, if it's free, right?
True.
It still represents a very large amount of net worth, percentage-wise, this early on to the game.
Okay.
He's still going to make all the same normal moves. He's still going to make Wraith King moves where he moves out top lane, pressures that tower, even though they already
Tower's
took it
already
early
gone.
without him. But, like, he would still make those same moves. He just also happened to get a tower.
Right.
I also think it's a non-negligible amount of map control. Because keep in mind, like, how do you gank Wraith King now? It's so much time that you're going to have to spend. And when you push that lane to the tier 2, it opens up the triangle, which allows you to easily connect on mid if you want to as well. Oh my
They
god.
might be able to go and get this kill on the Death Prophet. It's going to take a lot,
Damn it,
though.
the double coddle.
Eventually, though, no. Ghost Stick here trying to poke away, and they just don't have this lockdown over on the back line. Sashla looking for this opening.
What was that?
I don't know. Did he just pop that for the mini stun?
Looks that
I
way.
guess.
That was the power of Coddle Ember. You saw the double slight immediately, the damage output. Oh my goodness. He doesn't even have items yet. What's Wraith King going for? Does he have the Midas up, or are you going for the armlet build?
Looks like Armlet.
Cool. Haven't seen this very often, but I'm a big fan whenever you're playing against AM, early armlet.
Yeah. Get as much physical damage early as you can.
Yeah. And you're going to have a blink on Axe, too. Like, you actually have so much threat and damage potential now. Like, again, the trouble with Unique Draft is they don't have damage, so abuse that fact. I'm just going to start running at them with all these items up. 3 tier 1s to fall before 11 minutes. That's crazy.
The Crypt Storm picked up here on Rubik. Mid tower does go down. And this is going to open up that jungle for the side of Extremum. It's going to make it very difficult for this AM to do much of anything. He's going to have to go and mirror out. Not safe in your own home here, Palantimos.
This is a misconception a lot of newer teams and players have. If you're trying to go up against some really annoying late game hero, you know, whether it's Tinker, Meepo, Animage, the way to beat them is to take their tier 1s early. You don't need to kill them necessarily, just shrink the available map, because AM's threat isn't, oh, stop him from getting Battle Fury. It's limit the map available when he picks it up.
Yeah, if you can both take their towers and keep your own up, for example, like AM, what he really wants to be able to do is push out side lanes really far, but when it runs into a tier 1 tower, like, you actually don't get that much room to be able to do anything, right? If they take in this bottom tier 1 tower, he could be playing where Nefrit is a little bit more, but he can't, because they don't actually have any way to take these towers without fully routing Extremum in a team fight, which they're not going to get in, I don't think, many of those team fights. They're going to get what they got at top lane, where they ran into a hero and blew like a whole bunch of abilities to get like 1 kill.
This is about to get very scary too, the fact that the Axe has completed his Blink Dagger. So we have this nice Battle Fury going on here for Palantimos, but he needs to be hyper aware and be pretty close behind his team, honestly, or have the team play around him, because otherwise if he gets locked down, that is a big problem for him.
It's a nice move, though. Get the Ancient stack for him, do it with the Tombstone. I think it was a triple. It's better than nothing. Not a huge fan of the itemization from the Puck or the Mars. I feel like you need damage. And rushing Blink at level 8, you know, you really want to have more levels as a Puck by the time you pick it up. And again, the damage output is the issue. If there were ever a game for a Witchblade, I feel like this would be the one. But it's just tough. Like, you're going to get ran at now. Blink's up on the Axe. You can summon in the Embers, the Coddle if you want to. Not yet, rather, but it's go time.
All right, well, they're trying to make some moves on Pikachu. Pikachu unaware that he has that Blink. Ooh, though, the dodge. Very nicely done with the silence. And they're going to try to re-engage her. They do need to be careful. I don't think they realize how many other people from Extremum are hanging nearby in the vicinity. She will show himself first. Get the resummon. And they just can't do anything against this Death Prophet right now. The Root just managed to, you know, spear him over into the wall side. A little bit more damage. Hashlojo jumping forward immediately. Melojo following up. He does fall before getting off that Exorcism, but Slayer will go down as well. So both the Pause 5s taken down in this one engagement. Tombstone was used as well.
Space with Animage, though. You're okay with this?
Look at that timing. Beautiful.
He ran to the low ground before blinking, gave the Puck an extra half a second or so to react. Most unfortunate. Good reactions, nevertheless.
He got the possessed mask on the AM. Oh,
Yeah. Busted.
very busted. Now he's like the Wraith King in that he's got infinite sustain and hitting neutral creeps.
This is a really good item, for sure. Just have to be careful, though. He's being hunted.
Don't think they can kill him here.
Yeah, they don't have
Well,
great
if he walks
damage.
right in like that, might be able to fit some decent amount of damage, plus the silence,
Right on the
but it isn't going to be quite enough here as he does manage to blink away.
They would have had to pop DP ult, but even then, I think it's a tough kill.
I need a +1 for sure.
What item is Melojoul going for? Maelstrom. So I would have much preferred to see Nefrit go for anything but Deso and Ember get the Deso in this game.
Yeah.
Ooh, Slayer. Courier's going to go down first, and they'll be able to clean up on the position 5.
Yeah. Maelstrom's just not very effective in this game. You could potentially go the utility Ember with some kind of Solar Crest or Blade Mail, early BKB, Witchblade even, Mage Blade, whatever, Mage Slayer, whatever the hell the name is. Owen's buying it every game now. But I just don't like Wraith King Deso because I think he wants that blink timing. And you're going to be a beast, sure, but it's like the most value Ember for your Ember Spirit, and that also optimizes Wraith King's DPS because he doesn't have to buy it and go for something else.
No, I totally agree. It feels like he's just trying to, like, because he has Coddle and Double Slight, he's like, oh, Maelstrom, something about extra lightning procs or something. But just go to the physical damage build.
Because Deso is still, I think, the highest gold per damage, or best gold per damage you can get, especially on a hero like Ember, who is now putting that debuff on every enemy. And then the immediate Double Slight. It's such an absurd amount of damage.
So what sort of moves does Unique have to do here now? Because obviously you need to be making space for your anti-mage, but it feels like Extremum's not giving them any breathing room. In fact, they go and they use the Exorcism here on the tower.
Honestly, they're doing better than I would expect. They're just trying not to die.
They're making moves on Nefert. I'm not sure that is the person that you want to be doing that on. Over on the back lines, it looks like they'll be able to go hold down the Undying. We'll have the Wraith King come back up again. Followed up with the Dream Coil, though, and a nice Waning Rift to be able to go burst down G as they'll follow up. Can they get off enough damage on this anti-mage? He's going to get dunked down. He goes. And now it's not looking great for Ghost because he manages to go. He spears them away. Pikachu trying to put out some more of this damage. That's big them. Can they finish off this axe, though, is the question. He's ticking down. Pikachu will find that kill as they go forward. Again, Nefert already using that... Reincarnation. Pikachu, very, very slippery. Looks like he's going to be able to run away. Melojil's still hot on his heels, though. He wants this kill. Oh, so close.
So I can't believe that fight didn't go worse, honestly. Like, you opened on a Wraith King with your Mars Arena. That's such a huge source of damage and control, and they just get reincarnate for that. I don't think you can fight that. To your point, Moxie, I actually thought Unique was doing a good job. Just, like, they're bleeding, sure, but you can't fight.
Right.
Like, you are weak. That Tombstone was up the entire engagement, and they still lose the fight. It just...
No, I think that's exactly the reason they took that fight, was they got fooled into thinking this is a really good Tombstone. We've started this fight off with the Wraith King reincarnation already down. Like, look at this Tombstone. Oh my god, it looks great. We're holding a lot of people in place, but that call was really nice. And I think ultimately they just needed to chill out a little bit more. Poke. You need to poke, not fully commit. Like, you've already made it so the Shotshlow can't get an initiation because of the Tombstone. He's getting hit by zombies all the time. So as long as you don't go into double melee range of him, you've got easy ways to be able to get in and out of that fight.
Yep. That's... You can see the power of the Death Prophet. Like, that's a 5-position Death Prophet. And it just feels like you get so much value out of the pick. Like, he's the force driving them towards these towers. Early Medallion, just walk straight into Roche. There's so much minus armor threat now.
That's interesting because generally speaking, you won't see the position 5 usually being the one that really pressures the tower taking early on. You know, occasionally you'd see something like a Shadow Shaman, which is now being run more as a 4, or you see something like a Jakiro, right? Back when Liquid Fire actually was pretty terrible, or rather terribly good against towers. But in this case, this is making the 5 Death Prophet look very nice.
And it's because they've got the best frontlining carry in the world.
True.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Wraith King, you can't ask for a better frontlining carry than that. 2 lives.
Ember mid, Axe off lane. Like, this is what makes it work. And this could be a Jakiro. This could be a Shadow Shaman 5. You'd still find the game playable because you have so much going in front of you. Makes the Coddle's life a lot easier as well. We haven't even seen him touched in these team fights. At the same time, where's the initiation of the side of Unique? You just supports our Rubik Undying. Slayer did a great job there. He dropped Tombstone and died. That is the ideal 5-position Undying at level 7. And now he's doing another good move, tanking the gank, making sure scores don't die. Sad days.
Yeah, and that tier 1 tower is still plenty healthy at bottom lane. So all this time Palantimos is spending here in this bottom lane, it's not actually allowing him enough space to be able to take any objective.
Oh no, the summon canceled.
Okay. He does have reincarnation back up. They're gonna mass TP for him.
You can already see them moving their way up.
There's no Undying. What do you do? Like, they had Coil and they have Mars ult, and they don't want to use Mars ult in that situation because then Extremum's there, and they have no spells.
I think if they want to make that move, they have to make it with Palantimos and try for the timing where you can burn Wraith King out of his mana, and you only have to kill him once. But I haven't really seen them do that yet, besides that kind of blunder of a team fight where they went into double axe call.
4 bounties. It's gold. I mean, it's a passive game, but this is credit to EXTREMUM. I mean, they're doing what they have to do. Take enemy ancients, take runes, make the map small.
Drag back over here. They do manage to go and drop the Tombstone around the same spot that they did before. Just gonna disengage over here. Pikachu kind of poking away over at the Ember Spirit.
Yep. It's the much better play. Extreme, don't commit. Just kill the tomb.
Knock him off the
Oh,
wall.
Oh, okay, all right.
Nice.
Let's spend a little time on the cliff. They don't have anything to push him off. Just keep that tombstone healthy for as long as possible. Nefert's taking a decent amount of damage from some of the zombies, but eventually, they'll take it down.
I mean, this is kind of great. They have Illuminate. Oh,
Oh!
Oh, okay, that's gonna be reincarnation. Puck, zipping out. And just poke, like you said, Kyle.
Yep.
Just give him a
No,
couple
this is the dream. You're wasting time AM's farming. You got to play like this another 5-10 minutes, and then to Cap's point, try and make some move with the Anti-Mage, perhaps on the Wraith King, as we just witnessed. He's doing a good job on Nefer. He's always making sure he's the one that'll get engaged on.
they still have all their ultimates. If they stick around, I actually think Unique, this is one fight they should take. The reincarnate, maybe there's.
Yeah, we got Aegis on Ember,
Yeah,
little
maybe not.
behind. Your AM's
If the
catching
Wraith
up,
King
though.
puts himself like forward again, I could see that fight being okay, but
Hold on to that thought, guys, because there's a Dream Coil coming down. They're trying to make the moves, and they get a little bit of a wraparound here. They're trying to just burn down Nefert as fast as possible. It's looking very good. Down goes the Wraith King. They'll follow up. They'll get the kill on Chu. And now Sashla is trying to just fight through all of this, but there's just too much damage as eventually he is going to fall. Millijewel comes right back over. Again, Aegis is going to be burned as they wait patiently over here. G trying whatever he can to just try to slow them down just a bit. The root comes out over here on the Anti-Mage. And it looks like they're still gonna try to chase after G a bit. Pikachu, you can see he wants to move on it, but they've decided that was a good enough engagement. You burned the Aegis, you managed to take down the Wraith King. You should be pretty satisfied.
Yeah, that was the dream. They even had the glyph. So they coil into a glyph tower, hitting everybody in range. No Wraith King ulti. He gets force staffed, breaks the coil, immediately Mars ulted. I can't believe they took the fight on those terms.
also, why is the Extremum still trying to push this tower?
I have no idea. It's the least value tower. They've got Aegis.
Yeah.
It's just not a lineup you want to be allowed. If you're going to make this play, you've got to pincer. You've got to find kills. You don't just run at the tower and allow the enemy side to initiate. That tombstone is on the same place on the hill. That is very difficult to take down. And there's just no, you don't want to be fighting into tombstone. It's that simple.
Undying cannot make that kind of play
No.
on the safe lane tower.
No.
Safe lane tier 2, very easy to pincer, surround that tower, and make it uninhabitable area for Unique. Bottom
mid.
tier 2, off lane tier 2, super easy to soft defend and wait for an opportunity.
They can just farm the Ancients, cut mid wave, cut bot wave, play this triangle, and then hunt around the map. They have way better kill potential. You don't want to be playing this just, I don't know, like they're sieging. You don't siege with this draft. You've got blink daggers. Go kill stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, on the flip side of that, too, you guys keep talking about this pincering action, but they did smoke up on the side of Unique, and they did get the pincering in from the other side. So they played that exactly the way that I think they needed to.
Yeah, it's just, again, it's because they're able to hold behind that tier 2 and soft defend it and then wait for an opportunity. So they see that kind of like smoke play and they're like, okay, boom, let's go ahead and make a move here. Hey, Extremum, hell, at 16 minutes, they could have taken the top tier 2.
Yeah.
You know, and then they could have gotten the outpost.
They
as
just
a
got it
result
for
of
free.
that, you know?
To your point, they literally just got that tower for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just walk
And
right
that's
through.
also right by the outpost, which they just took. And your point, like, you take off lane tier 2 into outpost. Like, that is the script for the team that is ahead. And it's also just way easier now because Wraith King plays this top area of the map. The rest of the team can go wherever. There's just, like, compare the space in the bottom triangle to the top dire jungle. Like, it's just way more to work with. And on a Slayer, if his tombstone is killed or unplaced, his hero is a creep.
I also don't think they're making very good use of the Keeper of the Light, the recall factor. I'm not really ever seeing like that pressure come out from Wraith King barreling down a lane with a bunch of skeletons, while simultaneously he's still able to be there for a team fight on the other side of the map.
I think they recalled the Ember a couple times, which is interesting because Ember is very mobile and can just make his way over pretty easily. But yeah, like you said, I have not seen much of the Wraith King pressuring lanes and then having him just recalled right back in again.
Radiant's bottom tower
Another smoke. This is going to be Slayer breaking it again. Has the vision over here, but they don't realize that they've smoked up. It is going to be Ghost Stick, though. It's got the Yules. Just walk away.
Yeah, they need Ember. It's their playmaker.
That's very scary going into the high ground like this. I don't know. BKB, though, over on
High
Netford
ground too.
immediately. The Ghost is going to get popped off over on the side. They just immediately take down Sashlo. Now Bignum trying to run out as well. Millijewel will follow up.
These are very odd engagements.
It does feel weird that you would smoke and then go up into the high ground knowing that the other
Yeah. It's
hero just, retreated there. There's got to be more there, right? There's no one else showing in these lanes.
It's that classic song. It's been passed down through my family for generations.
Oh my god.
Don't walk up the high ground with no vision. Because you never know what's going to be up there. It's on the family crest. And yeah, Axe face checked. Like the initiation from Sheshler there was walking up into the arena. Why are you laughing at me?
I've just heard that song so many times.
I know.
Slayer. Oof, big crit.
Some still haven't.
And Kips and I like to call that area over there by the eye spot the Mount Doom. One simply does not go up Mount Doom without vision. Only bad things happen there.
Well, it's also because you're once again playing in like Undying's sweet spot. Killing a tomb on that new high ground ward spot is near impossible, and you're playing like Wraith King, Axe hate playing against Undying. Like they both have blinks, or Wraith King doesn't, but Axe blink like is never gonna function.
Same team age is catching up here with the net worth. 15k currently, 13 over on our boy Wraith King, and 10 on Ember. So game's starting to shift a little bit more in favor here.
Yep.
Yeah, as soon as he gets that Abyssal, they just hit a huge timing where they can actually 100-0 Ember Spirit at the start of a fight.
Yeah, and they both have BKBs on these two cores on the side of EXTREMUM, so this is their window. Like, they're playing for this spot right now.
How close is Puck here to Ags? It looks like he just got the point booster. Because that's also, you know,
Yeah,
those BKBs are really lovely until Puck picks up the Agnum Scepter. You've got the Abyssal Blade on the Anti-Mage, and we did get a Blink picked up now for Ghostic as well, so double damage available in the bottom lane. Probably going to hold that bottle there for Pikachu.
I love the Deso build. I think this is the best Puck build right now. You just get so much value out of all these items. And to your point, yeah, you see the BKBs, you're already probably buying an Ags, and now you're just like, okay, well, this is even more value. And the game changes a bit because now your AM actually has damage. So if you can just control the Wraith King Ember and prevent them from killing your supports, AM will take out the Coddle. AM will take out the Ember Spirit, perhaps. And like really Death Prophet. Like Death Prophet Coddle are just food for him.
Seems like the position 5 Death Prophet is super good in the early game, early to mid, but then as we start to slide a little bit further in, if she hasn't snowballed, if her team hasn't snowballed rather, it becomes a lot scarier for her.
Still value. The silence is so good.
True.
It's just such a game-winning ability, especially against heroes like Rubik and Puck. Like,
Just gotta grab Puck though, gotta be fast enough. And Pikachu has proven very slippery.
Anybody else think Enchanted Quiver is kind of like a badly designed item?
Why do you say that?
Because of the fact that Wraith King's rocking it right now rather than any of his ranged heroes, because the Enchanted Quiver, what's more important about it is the instant hit of 300 extra burst damage rather than anything to do with the range.
Yeah.
Which the whole quiver part of that implies it was meant to be for ranged heroes, but it's overtuned on the damage aspect rather than the utility aspect of it.
I can see that. A little bit of a jump here coming out from Sashla, but they'll follow up. Yules comes out. Sashla is stuck now in this arena, and they're just gonna chop him down. I don't understand why he would want to engage on that. As Ghostic now hunting has the blink, and Talentimos, he's looking to just try to get the jump over here onto Chu. No Abyssal Blade just yet. Does have a bash though. Hoping maybe he can land. That blinding light though will prevent Chu from going down here.
I believe the recall on Wraith King was canceled as they made that move. He was harassed by the Rubik, or no, not Rubik, sorry, the Puck bottom lane. But either way, that's such an odd, just really weird play to make.
Yeah, I think all the decision making that's awkward from EXTREMUM is as a result of bad decision making 15 minutes ago.
All right, well maybe they can make something happen here. Can they take down the Mars? It's looking pretty good, so. Ghostic just going a little bit too far, but they go and pop the Exorcism, and they're going to go right into that Roche pit.
Even Caesar didn't cross the Rubicon without the support of his army behind him. Mars, you can't do that, and that just sets them up for an easy Roche. That's wild.
It's definitely more costly losing Ghostic here than it was losing your Axe earlier.
Yeah, there goes your whole timing of being able to
Will they get the bottom
catch
outpost in
the,
time?
Ember Spirit.
Oh, by 2 seconds.
Nice.
Good job, Pikachu.
Ooh, they dropped an item though.
Good job, Palantimos, as well.
Did they notice
for
it? Yeah, looks like they'll go back.
being in position to do that whole thing in the first place.
It's a nice item, the ceremonial robe.
It's such a huge radius.
Yeah. Well, it's an aura item, right? Aren't all auras 1200?
Cloak of Flames is only like 200.
I don't think that's an aura item.
It should be. It's still going to be warm. If the cloak is on fire, you know, you might be 400 units away. You're still feeling something.
Maybe it's only on the physical wearer that they feel that burn.
This just makes me think of the Princess Bride.
That makes me think of Hercules and the robe that was
Demon
given.
Hunter
But
animation.
that's a whole other thing.
That makes me think of Shiva playing D&D.
I miss
She would
D&D.
take one of her spells of like, you know,
Wasn't she a cat?
living flame or
She
something
turned
like
her
that.
like a druid or something?
And she's like, this flame is gonna keep me warm in this cold area.
Yeah, that works.
That doesn't work that way.
No,
That spell
it can.
doesn't work that way.
It
All right,
can.
this is the big timing. Level 20 on the Wraith King, Spider Legs. You've got Aegis
Yeah.
up. You have one mistake on the side of Unique available. I mean, not even really. Like,
Okay.
oh god, not the puck.
Sashla jumping in pretty deep here with the taunt of follow-up. And again, he's just going to get speared over into the wall. Couple slides coming through. It's a good sleep, though, coming out from the Coddle. Buys him a little bit more time. Can they finish off, though? It's not looking super great here as Chu will fall. And now the drag right back in. Ooh, big crits coming out. They'll be able to take down Ghost because out Palantimos on the other side. He's not able to finally get that hit off. So now the roots coming into place. They'll put out a decent amount of damage over here onto the Ember Spirit. Again, Ember does have that Aegis. He's going to try to run away, getting a lot of these decay stacks over here onto Slayer. Ghostic, look for the opening, does have the Yules. Nice stun, though, coming out from Nephrit. Will keep him alive just a little bit longer, but eventually that Aegis going to go down as they go chip away. Reincarnation, they're coming up for round 2 over here on EXTREMUM. Now they've got the BKB Palantimos. He's taking too much damage. They can't keep him alive. He's going to get taken down. As now G, with all those ghostly ladies, just starts walking right back over into this lane.
Down my boy G on the Death Prophets. Well, you see those solar crests keeping the squad alive, the silences from afar. He's actually so fat. Oh my god, he has solar pipe. That's an entire round of puck spells he negates, and the solar crest with all this minus armor threat is just absolutely absurd.
Yeah, because they had the Aegis on the Ember Spirit meant that the big opening of Palantimos was to kill the Coddle.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that big of a splashy move.
But on the bright side for the side of Unique, they didn't get any buildings,
Yep.
right? They used a lot of ultimates coming out here. And look at this play. They were considering doing a wrap with this, the smoke. Pikachu sitting on the low ground here, getting prepared. They know that the BKB is the jump forward, though, for Sashla. He anticipated this. Looks like goes right on in. And Melojule, he's up over on the side. And everything's just kind of
Buyback.
split off very awkwardly. The buyback comes out now from Palantimos. They want to take advantage of this. Sashla trying to run away. He's got the Abyssal, though. He jumps right on top of G. Beautiful sleep, though, coming out. Is going to be able to keep him alive just a little bit longer.
Chains.
He can't afford to get
Oh,
taken
no.
down here. The call comes out.
Oh.
They're going to be able to get him. Yes, they take him down. They'll be able to get Sashlo as well. This sleep is doing so much work coming out from the Keeper of the Light Ghost Stick next to fall. And Melojule just chasing after this poor Undying. He can't even manage to land any of these decays here because they're just zipping around him in circles. Nephrit is on a killing spree.
Yeah, it's just too much damage. One mistake from Palantimos, he dies, has to buy back. Another mistake, he's dead. That's game. That's the danger of this kind of draft. EXTREMUM, they didn't play perfect. A couple of bad fights, sure, but all it did was delay the inevitable, it feels. This is just, I mean, the support duo is really the difference maker. I haven't noticed Rubik Undying outside of the Tombstone being down, whereas this DP Coddle combination is like, that's so much team fight.
I mean, these Will-O-Wisps have been super on point. Once you got the Ags, they have just been so good. And it always feels like Unique just was not prepared for them. They're grouped up super hard, and they really make things happen. Over on the side, yeah, just absolutely obliterating Bignum. Undying, trying to crawl away. Has the Ghost Scepter, buys himself just a tiny bit of time before he's going to be murdered by Sashla. Pikachu's just looking over at all those heroes, and he's like, well, I guess I'll throw out this orb because that's all he can do. The GG does indeed get called.